What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and welcome to episode 25 of the World's First. And today we're going to be taking on Boston United in the league. We have not beaten them in the league yet, but we did beat them in the FA Cup, so hopefully we can get 3 points on the day. But before we get to that, we must go over the matches that have taken place since our last live com against Hitchin Town in the FA Trophy. So let's get into those. We followed up our Cup win with a 2-0 victory against Stalybridge at home. However, we did take 13 shots, 4 of them on targets. Only 2 goals went in, and they both were in the last 10 minutes. I gotta say, we left it really late. We kept the drama, or actually the boredom, until the 83rd minute when Danny Potter broke the deadlock, and then Alek Przespolewski in the 87th, following right after that. Other than that, everyone played above average. Can't complain too much. We held Stalybridge to only 3 shots total, and I guess that's what prevented them from getting any real clear-cut chances on goal and helped preserve the victory. In the first round proper of the FA Trophy, we were drawn against Leamington away from home, and unfortunately, a 4th-minute screamer from Josh Koroma was the difference on the day as we lost by that score of 1-0. We each only took 5 shots, 1 on target for us, 2 on target for Leamington. It was a rather boring affair throughout the entirety of the time, and I think that it may have gone to a replay had Koroma not scored that early on, because neither team really had much of an opportunity to get any sort of scoring chances. Overall on the day, the team played rather average, actually below average in most instances. Alek and Danny Potter getting less than a 6-5, so it was not a great day. We're out of the cup competition, so that means that all of our focus is now on the league and getting into the promotion playoffs. However, the league form took a hit as we lost in the very next match against Altrincham at home by the score of 2-1. And really the only difference here on the day was Ollie Norris's own goal in the 15th minute. That was Altrincham's first goal. Elliot Pond answered 4 minutes later, but the deciding factor was in the 53rd minute as Darren Morgan scored for the away side. Elliot Pond's goal was the only shot on target for us, and we had 3 shots total, completely outclassed by Altrincham in that aspect. But we did have more possession. We did prevent Altrincham from getting too much of the ball. However, 10 shots on targets has shown that they were able to be very, very precise in their shooting. We were very fortunate to come away with only 1 goal scored from them, but it very well could have been a lot more. Definitely not the result I would have liked. A 1-1 draw in the very next match away to North Ferriby, and once again it all came down to something that Ollie Norris had did, and he got himself a straight red card in the second half. But we were already leading at that point in time. Alek in the 36th minute getting us off on the right foot, but with only 10 men on the pitch and a lot of people tiring out late in the match, especially a lot of our defenders, North Ferriby were able to even the score in the 90th minute. Rather unfortunate for us as we had 58% possession of the ball, 13 shots, 6 on target. Thought we could have had a second goal, but that definitely was hindered once Ollie Norris left the pitch. So a result that, had we had 11 men on the pitch, I'm pretty sure we could have came away with all 3 points. Coming around to start the second half of matches, we faced off against Corby Town, and this time it wasn't so fortunate as we drew 0-0. The only thing we take away from this are 3 yellow cards. The less said about this, the better. Everyone played above average, but on the day, Corby's defense and Corby's goalkeeper was more than stellar to help keep out the goals and relegate us to a 0-0 draw. It just keeps getting worse for us as Danny Potter scored in the 23rd minute. It looked like we were flying high, 61% possession. However, 2 goals in the last 6 minutes from Stockport have seen them take all 3 points on the day, and we lose by that score of 2-1. 13 shots, only 3 of them on target. We need to be more clinical in our finishing. 1 goal from 13 shots and only 3 on target from 13 shots is not the way I've set this up. Yes, I set this up to be a more possession-heavy style formation, the 4-4-2 narrow diamond, but also should be a little more clinical. We should be working the ball into the box more instead of just taking willy-nilly shots from outside of the penalty area. So things need to be retweaked just a little bit for this upcoming match versus Boston United, but things didn't need to be retweaked in the following match, which could only give us hope. And that was because we drubbed Bradford Park Avenue by the score of 6-1. Elliot Pond getting himself a hat-trick with Andy Gascoigne, rarely used and rarely scoring Andy Gascoigne, getting himself a brace with Danny Potter rounding out the scoring. 11 shots, 8 on target, 55% possession. This is the type of match where I expect us to get the goals and get the wins because it has everything I wanted. It had all the shots and on target ratio really close together, almost 1-1. Better half on the possession, and then everybody on the sheet. The lowest guy was Callum Williams, and he had a 7.5 rating. That is what I'd like to see. Of course, it wasn't perfect as we gave up a goal, but at that point in time, I didn't really care. We had the lead firmly in our hands and only got bigger. So, solid 3 points here as we look towards improving upon that form going into Boston United. And after that sequence of events where we drew 2, lost 2, and ultimately won 2 matches in the end, we see ourselves now in 9th place, 35 points through 24 matches. We are 5 points off that coveted 5th place spot, the bottom of the playoffs. AFC Telford hold that filed, still in first, but they are slipping a bit as Boston United, team we were facing off against today, are sitting just 1 point back of them. Lowestoft and Stockport, the other 2 playoff spots. As I see it right now, the table is still wide open with about 18 matches left to go in the season. Plenty of points to be had, plenty of opportunities, plenty of chances to see us move up the table. At the end of the season, I'd love to, once again, I'd love to be in the playoff spots, punching above our weight, and if we somehow play 2 extra matches at the end of the season, that'd be all the best for me and for my team, to get us at least a chance to move up into the Vanarama National League. Hey, copycats. So yeah, as you just saw on that team sheet, Boston United are going to be coming out in a 4-4-2, narrow diamonds such as ours. I wonder if they were looking at our tactics and thought, hey, those guys are doing pretty well with that. Maybe we should use it as well. But no matter, that's okay. 4-4-2 narrow diamond has worked for us for the majority of the season, so we'll continue on with it even if we're going to be facing off against it on this day. The team sheet's going to be as follows. Callum Williams in net. Fazza Curley is going to be on the right side with Lewis Kennedy and Duxbury will comprise the rest of the back line. We're going to have Andre Jones as our defensive mid with Anderson and Gascoigne as our 2 center mids. Danny Potter, of course, in the attacking mid role, and Elliot Pond and Benny Aguihan sitting up front as the 2 strikers. Now, of course, Boston United being in second place, if we are able to take any sort of points away from them and help us move up the table, if only slightly, that would definitely work towards our advantage. Boston, firm contenders right now to be in the playoff spots by the end of the season, so it wouldn't hurt if we were able to take a couple points away from them, now would it? So cross fingers, hopefully we're able to do that, and let's kick off and see what happens. Free kick to us, 23 minutes in, ball tipped in, but it's saved by the Boston United keeper. Really has been a boring half. We've had 3 shots, 3 of them on target, but the game has decided none of them are worthy of showing. But now, Boston United on a counter after that free kick. Boston had 3 shots just as well as us, but only 1 shot on target, and it looks like they're coming through. That's a long ball forward. What a tip! Off the crossbar and a good clearance away. I thought for sure Boston would have gone up 1-0 at that point. But here we go on the other end. Fazza Curley with the throw-in. If he can get it inside, that'd be great. Out to Potter on the wing. Wow. The defense of Boston United really, really well. That was a really good tackle. It was a weak ball out to Duxbury on the wing. Now we just need to flip the pitch. Fazza Curley out there. He can put in a good cross. I'm sure he can. And it's saved by Montgomery. What a weak sequence of events that was. So I don't know what to tell you guys as we're about to come up to halftime. It's 0-0, and outside of those 2 highlights, there really hasn't been much else to talk about. Boston United, 7 shots, only 2 of them on target though. We've had 3 and 3, so we've been the better clinical shooters. However, a goal has not yet fallen our way. Boston almost got that goal, of course, with the crossbar in the second shot they took all game. We need to close down on the defense. We need to close down some of their crossers going forward and ultimately prevent them from having any more attacking chances. So let's go back out there and hopefully we're able to get a goal at the end of this. But a draw against Boston United being in second place, wouldn't be too mad about that. Well, this has turned into a really boring affair. 60 minutes gone, still nothing. Right, I think we need to make some subs, to be quite honest with you. Gascoigne on a yellow card. He needs to come out. So we're going to bring on Chris Leary. Yeah, we'll bring on Chris Leary for him. And then as far as Duxbury on a yellow, I don't want to touch him at the moment. I'm going to leave him as is, even though I have Coupe who can play on the left on the bench. But we're just going to do Gascoigne for now. Come on, do something. All right, finally, the first highlight this half is now 9 minutes before time is called. And we have the ball and in a good position. Duxbury on the wing. He could put in a good cross, you know. But he's being mugged off back. Has to go pass it back to O'Leary. Through to Alec. Alec out wide to Faza. Faza putting in a good cross to Elliot Pond. Ooh, the first good chance all game. And Elliot Pond smacks it directly into the keeper. Corner kick, 2 minutes from time. O'Leary, turn and shoot. It's bouncing around, and it's going to go out for a corner. 2 minutes, Faza gets it in and cleared away. Oh, what a waste. 30 seconds to go. Free kick from Potter, not bad, from about 22 to 23 yards out. But this is pretty much going to be the end of the game. A very boring affair, 0-0, but at the end of the day, I will take a point over nothing. It's 0-0. We didn't beat Boston in the league this season. But like I said, you know what? I'm not too mad that we weren't able to come away with a win. We did have a good couple of chances in the second half, but after the domination that Boston laid on us in the first half, I'll take it. A point is a point. Let's go take a look at the schedule to see who we're going to be facing next. So taking a look at the schedule over the next month and a half, here are the matches that we're going to be facing off against. We got Durham, Salford, first place Filed, Leamington, Ilkeston, Guiseley, Solihull Moors, Chorley, United. Okay, I'm going way too far ahead as it is only the 12th of January and I'm pushing all the way up until the end of March. So probably we will come back. We got what, 18, 17 matches left to go. We'll come back against Chorley. Chorley away, since that seems to be the midway point between us now and the end of the season. So when we come back, 7th place Chorley. They're not that far ahead of us, so we can take points against them. If they're still ahead of us, we can push up into playoff spots, but that all depends on what the run of form is leading up to that. So until that time, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new and you want to see more FM content on the channel. Any comments, suggestions, questions, anything else, please leave in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.